Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley.
I am Commander Cockness, and of course we did get a new ship, but
We got a new ship.
Mike shared it to everybody in like we already saw it, and so it's not new, but I had to resist looking at it, but I still saw it, so it doesn't feel new, but it is new. Oh my god.
Yeah, we're looking at the Archimedes today.
And Mike couldn't help it but say even the ship name, the class name, because he's excited. He likes ships too, Stuart.
Yeah, the Obina class, I think it was.
The Obina. It's inspired by the Excelsior, which says it's still in service, but it's larger with some other changes. And yes, it's not an Excelsior class. Those of you that have messaged us, it is not.
I was super impressed with this thing, actually. This is kind of like the next evolution for the Excelsior class. Moved on from the Excelsior to the Enterprise B style, and then it went on to this. And I think this is fantastic. At first, it looks very simple. It looks like an Excelsior class with new nacelles, sovereign class nacelles. But actually, there are quite a few more differences if you really get into it. So, very happy. Very nice space dock scenes. How about you?
And guys, just to say, this is our first reaction. There are going to be many graphics, but as you can imagine, the graphics need to be based on the Enterprise B and the Enterprise E, etc., etc. And I did kind of go in and find a lot of cool things. So, tune in for that as well. First reaction, though. From seeing it, obviously, in the previews, I liked it. It's an odd one. There was a Bird of Prey in Season 1 of Lower Decks that was clearly a Bird of Prey, but everything was wrong in proportion. So is it a artistic rendition of a Bird of Prey or a different class? We didn't know. And then we see a perfectly accurate Bird of Prey in Season 2, and so, they can make things look perfect if they want to. And so when I saw this, I was thinking, well, is this them trying to say because it's so Excelsior refitty, but all the proportions are wrong, and it's bulky, and it's weird. Obviously now we know it's not, but it's also so familiar. So it's a confusing class. It feels like they've lower deck styled an Excelsior rather than designed a new ship to me. That's kind of my takeaway from the first look, and obviously there are comparisons to see how close or not it is. But obviously there are some differences, but it looks really similar, and so I'm kind of surprised they're calling it a separate class name, because the Excelsior refit is just a refit of the Excelsior, it isn't a new class.
Actually, this was one of those ones that the more you stare at it, the more you realize how different it is. Little things will pop out. It's like that one picture on Facebook. The more you stare, the more zombies you see. It's that like field of fog, and you just see the zombies start coming out of it just because your eyes adjust. This is the same way. Like at first glance, yes, it looks like an Excelsior with new nacelles. Boom, simple. Not so simple. There's actually quite a few different little things here that I've noticed.
Yeah, like I said, proportionally, every proportion is different, which creates a confusing feel. That's what I mean. It feels like an odd lower decks thing, and definitely the bigger scale is apparent. The windows. The extra amount, I don't think there's that many rings on the sword. Again, we'll find out in the comparisons. I think it does feel like one jump bigger than Excelsior, which is really quite a big ship.
Yeah, it does. I would have liked to see it beside an Excelsior, actually, so we know the scaling. But I'm sure we'll talk to Mike McMahon at some point and get a feel for more about this ship. So stay tuned for that, guys. Make sure you're subscribed, because we do want to talk to him.
And definitely in the episode, obviously, you're always wondering how are they going to show these new things. Sometimes they're barely used, sometimes they're the highlight of the episode, like the Vulcan ship from last episode. And I was pleased how much, obviously, time it got. That said, obviously, over half of it was EMP'd and damaged, but we did get quite a lot of shots of it. They were not afraid to actually show us it. And obviously, we all talked about the interior as well. Very, very pleased to see that. I kind of wish to spend more time on the interior. They weren't the heroes of the story, as it were.
Well, I mean, it was kind of like the hero ship-ish of the episode, and then it turned into a MacGuffin almost.
Yeah, they literally were the heroes, but then that wasn't no, everyone knows what we mean. I know you're obviously not so much a fan of the Excelsior, more of the B, or is it the other way around?
Yeah, I like the B better than the Excelsior, but the Excelsior has really grown on me over the last few years, as you know. So
cool. So for this one, and again, the breakdown will be more full, if it is more or less an Excelsior, I do think they've kind of lost that sleekness the Excelsior had. I think they've kind of, the translation, what do you think? Like, where does it look, aesthetic-wise compared to the other two? Where do you rank it in the Excelsior variants?
Well, it definitely feels beefier. It does feel like a beefier take on the Excelsior design. So I don't have a problem with it being its own class, actually, because it is so different, even from the refit. Yeah, I just want to know the sizing. I think it's probably around the same size, I would guess, as the Excelsior. But
I mean, even just upping it by, like, 80 meters still creates a lot of internal volume. I mean, the secondary hull chunk for the Excelsiors and the refits are huge. So just that much in all directions is going to be huge. But yeah, basically, that's our first reaction. we like it, but we're left thinking, how is it the same and how is it different? Which is a good thing to leave off of. It's sort of tricking us with. So tune in tomorrow for the full breakdown. I'm excited to find out. I'll answer our own questions. Then, like you say, hopefully talk to the team and say, but why? And yes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the comparisons and talking about the differences because there is quite a bit going on, more than you expect. So obviously make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you've clicked the notification bell icon so you get notified. We do love ships. We like doing the nitty-gritty, the comparisons, the detailed shots, what's different, what's the same. That's kind of what we do here. It's our bread and butter on Trekyards here. So,
and we're the only people that can actually do like-for-like renders with the same lighting. Other channels, other YouTubers can find a still from the movie that's kind of close. Maybe it's in standard definition because it was in Voyager or whatever. No, we'll do fresh renders, same angle, same perspective, high detail models, proper comparisons, only here on Trekyards.
Make sure that you are subscribed to get notified when we do those videos. There will be one coming out, full breakdown of this one. This is, like we said, just our first reaction to it. I absolutely love it. I can't speak for you. Do you like it?
Well, it's a less nice looking Excelsior, but let's break it down.
It's not less.
I think it is.
It's better looking than the Excelsior. I think it's better. There you go. See the division on Team Trekyards. That's what you come to see.
And of course, Patreon, PayPal, Super Chat, join the lives, etc. Thanks so much in advance. And I'm sure we'll have, because we filmed this beforehand, our full analytical live breakdown of the episode. I'm sure when this thing comes up, we're going to talk about live. So go back and check that out as well.
That's right. So until then, guys, I'm Captain Foley.
Bye, guys.
See you later.